time just kind of got away from me. So yeah, it's been an event. That's all I gotta say there. It's been an event. But here's our basic notes for Sanguine Nights. We have all our fundamentals, you could say. And that's good. We like fundamentals. Didn't quite get this done. I know what to do with it, though. It's just going to be thinking about it. But for the people interested, the font we're using is going to be Aldrich for our headings and Barlow for our body text. Barlow seemed to work pretty well for what what the gist was going to be. It's a little bit weird looking. Hopefully everything kind of looks okay. I might change the body font. I might not. I don't know yet. Usually I go with a little bit of a heavier set font than this, but it felt appropriate. But alas. Now, if I wanted to be really specific, I wonder if I can get away with this now before we make any major... Because I can actually switch it to... What size did I want? I want a little bit smaller. You know, I'll keep it here for right now. Make it nice and simple. I will most likely change some things. I might PDF this game just because it's going to be the first of this particular series, but alas. So playing the game, actually what we should do is, what I should do is, we'll do a rough night in 1983, and that's how we're going to start off this is going to be the lore section effectively. So this is the lore. I'm not going to write that tonight. I'm probably going to write it tonight, but it's just going to be me sitting down and just hammering it out. That's really all I got to do with that. It's going to take some time, but nothing really too bad. As for what we should go down here is... let's see, we'll do... we'll do Call the Night, playing the game. Gamer hours. Dark Nights and Terrible Monsters, DNTM. DNTM is played with a series of D6s, D10s, D6s and D10s. Dark Nights Terrible Monsters play with a series of D6s, D10s. We'll do 3 to 5 agents. Actually, 3 to 5 players. And actually, no, what am I missing? Okay, so 3 to 5 players and a... If I want to be really specific, it'd be the Nightmaster, NM. The Nightmaster, not GM, because we want to be unique and special. And being unique and special is what makes things work. And I want to keep things to the thematic. I could probably call this something slightly different. Instead of players, call them, like, I don't know, Midnight Walkers or some bullshit like that. I don't know. That's why I have you guys here. But yeah, let's see. Play with 35 players, and actually we'll do is a Nightmaster to run the game. Actually, to run the missions, as well as a hearty appreciation of O-type blood. Let's see. Dark Nights Terrible Monsters. How do we want to do this? How do we want to structure this particular section of the game? See, this is always the hardest part, is getting those initial words written down, because those are the ones that are always going to fuck you up. Let's see. You always doubt what you want to write in there. And it never is what you want to, it never sounds great. I should really just have like a nice, like, just take the role of initial group of settlers. Because one of the issues is that this is fundamentally like a basic, like, system and a setting on top of it, on, you know, kind of on the back. Oh yeah, this jank ass looking game. Actually, what I should do, I know what I should do. We should do metal saviors instead. This is based somewhat off how metal saviors is going to look. We have the crash. Da, da, da. Whenever a actually what we should do is whenever a how do we want to refer to characters? Yeah, okay, actually no, fuck it. Whenever a character attempts an action with a chance of whenever a character attempts an action with a chance of failure or with significant risk, they are attempting a check. The character will roll a number of d6s equal to their current attribute. Equal to the attribute being used, adding a flat modifier if they have the appropriate skill. If they have the appropriate skills. If the character becomes empowered, they will instead roll d10s. Adding a flat modifier to the appropriate character will roll a number of d6s equal to the attribute being used, adding a flat modifier if they have the appropriate skills. What did I end up deciding on? See, I never really decided on that, did I? No, I did not decide on that. Night Lords. See, one of the things about this particular game is that Dark Knights and Terrible Monsters. Yeah, so Dark Knights and Terrible Monsters is actually kind of like a generic. It's going to be kind of like a generic system for multiple things, including things like werewolves, ghosts, demons, etc., etc., etc. That's kind of the idea behind it. That's why, like, this is going to be like a very basic overview of the system, and then we're going to go into, like, here's the specific vampire version of it. Sanguine Nights and Terrible Curses. So I'm hesitant to give them assign them like a dedicated name for that reason. But yeah, thank you for the input. Also, hello, Annie the cat. Hi. Welcome to my incredibly tired ass. Let's see. After character attempts an action, the character becomes a power they will roll instead of roll d10s. The character will add up all their at the end of the day, we have three options. Either we do a full addition. We either do a full addition, which you just add up all the dice together. We can then do a take the highest, which is one way of doing things. If we do take the highest, we can do things if you have like disadvantage, like you can take the lowest. If you're at an advantage, you can take the. Alternatively, we could do like an OVA thing. Do we want to do like an OVA thing? No, that's not right. Because D10s would be weaker if you did the OVA thing. Because OVA, for those who don't know, this system is you roll a bunch of D6s and you take all the dice that are the same. The highest amount that are the same. So if you rolled 3 6s, you would add an 18. But if you rolled 2 6s and 3 1s, your result would just be 3 because you have 3 1s. We do full addition. We have to keep the numbers relatively low of dice anyway. That could work. Like 2, 3 for every attribute would be pretty normal. If you assume 2 to 3 is average for a human being, vampires can go a little bit higher, but they're expected to roll higher in certain situations. We just do take the highest. You know, I'm feeling take the highest. You know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Because we want this to be simple enough to... Because actually, if we do take the highest, we can add more things to the roll, or just flat value, because we're making this kind of like JRPG focused. But if we do that... Do we want skills to be important, or do we just want higher values to be important? Because skills are going to add a flat value to things. If we add a flat value to things, that means a single D6 plus 2 is going to be different than a D10 plus 2. You think I would have this set up, but I must have just not really thought about it. You know, okay, I think I know how. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with the. I think we're gonna go with the OVA thing. I think that's not a terrible idea. No, not an OVA thing. We're gonna go with shit. Fuck, we'll just go flat edition. At the end. Actually, when the dice pool has been rolled, the character adds up all their dice and compares it to a target number. TN. Number D6 equals the attribute being used. Add a flat modifier if they have appropriate skills. If the character becomes empowered, they will instead roll D10s. When a dice pool has been rolled, the character adds up all their dice and compares it to a target number. Because this is based somewhat off of fear systems. The far... Where is the PDF? SRS basic. There we go. Oppose, unable to act, victory, reaction roll, critical, playing the game, pre-play, read the rule book, prepare scenario. What am I thinking of here? What am I looking at here? Once the dice are rolled, add the total of the roll to the action value. This is the result value. So rolls a 2 on the die. So it's just 2. So it's a 2d6 system at the end of the day, but this is the range. But if we're dealing with kind of like more dice, we can add a little bit more to it. Cool. Okay, I think I know what we can do. Go away, Metal Savers. We don't need you anymore. Adds our dice, compares it to the target, and compares it to the target number. Ah, son of a... No. Okay. When a dice pool has been rolled, the character will select. I know how we're going to do. We'll select the two highest die in their pool, adding them together. So adding them together and adding any modifiers. Kind of a roll and keep system in that fashion. You too, if you become pretty much, that means we can add in a pseudo advantage system, because if we have the advantage, you can take a top 3. If you have disadvantage, you only take 1. So it kind of becomes a little bit different there, and that also means we can control the range a little bit. When the dice pool has been rolled, the character will select 2 highest dice in their pool pool, adding them together, and adding any modifiers. If a character is adding, the character will need. The character will need to bypass a target number TN to successfully pass a check. If they do not need to reach or bypass, learned my lesson there a long time ago. Target number 6. If they are not able to, then they have failed the check. And then we have a target, and then we have to establish a series of target numbers, everybody. Yay, target numbers. Exciting. So let's do this. We're going to type in target number. Actually, no, difficulty target number. So difficulty, if we scale along the idea like this is 2d6 but skewed higher, 2d6 and skewed higher, we can actually probably use this. So this is kind of the idea. Because an average for like 2d6 average would be a 7. However, we're going to skew it a little bit higher. So we're going to do like 8. We will do 8 to 12. 13 to 15. We do actually, no, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 to 18. 19 to 24. No, that's too high. We'll do 8 to 10. If we do 8 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 16, 17 to 19, 20 to 22, then 23 to 25. We use these as our numbers. What we can do with this is get a good idea. Because we have to skew it up, because we're going to be rolling, let's say we have an attribute of like 4. We're going to be rolling 4d6, and let's see, I rolled a 6, 4, 4, 3. I would take the 6 and the 4, because those are my 2 highest dice. Things would end up skewed a little bit higher. Then we also have to, right back there, I drop my dice and to get it. Owie, owie. I'm in pain. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. Hello. Today is Monday, and I hate it. Yes, today is Monday, and it sucks. Oh, what game is this? This is Sanguine Nights and Terrible Curses, the vampire game. Do 6s and 10s explode? I'm thinking on explosions. That would be actually... See, my one fear with explosions, because I want the idea that 10s are better. Because 10s are, you know, outside of having a larger range, you want to empower to become 10s. That's a good thing. What I can do, though... Oh, God. Oh, no. No. I didn't mean to do that. No, don't do this to me. See, if everybody used D10s, it would work. But, like, the issue is normal people are going to be rolling D6s. Like, most of the time, you're just going to be rolling D6s. Though you might be able to use D10s. But, however, I can actually... Good note on that, actually. Because guess what? I still need some power ideas, and that's actually a very good idea for power. So no direct dice explosion, however. The difficulty, we want this to be simple, average. Actually, no, we want this to be. Actually, we want this to be pretty average check. This is going to be a little bit. Actually, no. We'll do simple, average, difficult. Actually, no. Complex, difficult, hard, insane. Because vampires are going to have higher attributes by default. That's one of the big ideas. And they can empower their dice. They might be able to turn 5d6 into 5d10s. And with like, yeah, I rolled a 50. Why? But you were also trading out that, raw skill in exchange for, hey, I'm literally going insane. Please send help. So there's a back and forth there. Actually, when a character enters, a character may also enter in opposed check. Opposed checks have the character roll against another character. Roll against another character. Both sides will add their dice together. Let's see. Both sides will add their dice together. Actually, no. Both sides will roll and add their dice. Whoever has the highest value will be the winner. Will be victorious. If there is a tie, then they will roll. Roll again. Dicel. Oh God, add it to the incel wiki. So we do this. This is the basic system. You're going to be taking the top two, so you're going to be rolling multiple dice. Negative side effects such as complication or compromise. That's actually, again, that's a good idea. Here's what I can do for that. How do I want to do this? Actually, I know how we're going to do this. Actually, no. How do I want to do this? See, this is the easiest way to do this, is just call it advantage and disadvantage. However, I don't want to call it that because there has to be kind of a stupid name to it and how I plan on doing this. However, there will be certain situations. There'll be certain situations and problems which complicate a character's attempt at a check. These events are referred to as either in advantage or disadvantage. For now, when a character is at an advantage, they have a clear benefit or fortunate situation affecting them. Have a clear benefit or fortunate situation affecting them, such as having the correct tool, or assistance from another character. They will take the top 3 dice. They'll take the top 3 dice of their roll and add them together. Actually, we do this, then we clearly separate it. When a character is at a is at a disadvantage. There is a situation which is severely hindering their efforts, such as trying to climb in the rain, or eavesdrop in a club, in a loud club. They will only take the highest die of their roll, and add modifiers. So it's kind of along the idea of like, you only are going to have whatever the highest die value is. That's pretty much it. So instead of saying, let's say again, I have my 4d6, so I'm going to roll. If I have advantage, I rolled insanely well here. I got a 6, a 5, and a 4. In a normal roll, I would take the 6 and the 5, and I would have an 11. Under advantage, I would add the 6, 5, and 4 together, and I would have 15. Under disadvantage, I just take the 6. There's a pretty clear, like, well, shit situation going on here. Like, well, this is bad. And add modifiers, advantage and disadvantage. Rule one another out. The character has an advantage and is suffering from a disadvantage. Let's see, has an advantage and suffering from disadvantage. They will treat it as a normal roll. If they have two advantages, they have two advantages. If they have two advantages and a disadvantage, they are still considered to have the advantage. There we go. Actually, advantages and disadvantages. This is why I don't like this. It doesn't sound very well. Do not stack either. Do not stack either. There we go. There we go. So this is kind of the idea. It's, you have this advantage here, you have this advantage here. Like, if you have 3 advantages, you're only going to be adding an additional die. That's kind of the idea. Bane and Boons, that's another one. Dice pool 2 and somehow have advantage on the roll. White room scenario. These are the questions we have to ask. And in that situation, here's what we can actually do here. Clear benefit correct tool assistance. They will take the top 3 dice from their top 3 dice with their roll and add them together. Footnote. What if I only have 2 dice in my pool? What if I only have 2 dice in my pool? Here's we'll roll a free die and add it in. It is not affected by being empowered. Is not affected by being empowered, or is not affected by being empowered. So it's kind of the idea. Let's say, oh wow, I'm doing really awesome. I've converted my 2d6 into 2d10, and I have an advantage. So I'm going to be rolling my 2d10 plus a d6. Like, it's not going to be as valuable. You're going to get something out of it though. So you're always going to get something out of it. It's kind of a niche case because we can do it at 3. Because if we do it at 3 at that point, Wheelan, whoa, that does sound poetic. That does sound very poetic. I'll think on it. But yeah, this is going to be how the system in particular works. And then we're going to do... So what I should do is just call it... Not heading 2. Critical events. If a character rolls maximum, actually no. We'll do disastrous failure. And honorable disaster failure and honorable success. If a character were to, if a character were to roll only a, actually, oh, how do I want to word this? It feels like there's an answer here, and I don't know what it is. I'll think on it. That's going to be a me. I have to just sit on it for a bit. But let's see. So this is the basic. So we're going to be adding all those together. We have advantage and disadvantage. We're going to probably add in a... So this is the basic system. At the end of the day, the most basic idea of Dark Knights and Terrible Monsters is going to be this. Feels like I'm missing something else. However, we can think of we can add things as it continues on. Okay, everybody, we're doing it, gamers. Let's trust the plan. Wink. There is no plan. Yeah, let's do the most simple understanding of what we need to do next. We need to actually focus on. Let's get a good idea of what the plan is. Okay, well, let's. So we need to do what characters, we're going to do Agents in the Dark, we're going to do character creation. Now, character creation is going to be split between, actually, we're going to have to do what our attributes are going to be. Actually, instead of attributes, what they're going to be called, it's going to be attributes, parentheses, blood types. And then we're going to go over our skills tied to each of the blood types. Then we're going to have to go over the frenzy. It's going to be blood flow, and frenzy. So it's going to be blood flow and frenzy because the handlers only are going to have blood flow. That's the idea. They only have blood flow. They don't have frenzy though. And that's frenzy is fine. This is fine. So what do we really need to go? So we have our various resources here. Frenzy mode is good. We want to do manipulation of core stats via injections. However, let's do attribute, skills, blood flow, and frenzy. We're then going to have to do injections and... Actually, no, we're going to do the blood type. Actually, no, not the blood types. We're going to do the... What do I want to do here? It would be the... We're going to do the handler injections and black blood, which we're then going to move directly into the investigate. Actually, which we're going to do is we're going to have to do the phase system. The phase system is going to be broken down into, because if we go to our phase system over here, then where you can break it down to the introduction phase, story phase, investigation phase, conflict phase, conclusion. Hello, phone. Let's see. Because this doesn't need to be a very long game. This just needs to be a... Actually, we do actually hemo manipulation techniques, which is going to be pretty much it's going to be blood type powers. Actually, this is just going to be the vampire powers, just a list of that, and then we're going to have handler repertoire, which is going to be what injections you can bring along, handling frenzy, and this is going to be okay. At the end of the day, this is what the game is going to look like. I'm going to put this up here. So what I can do is do that. Remember, folks, always pre-plan. Always have a plan in store. Let Jesus take the proverbial pen. So, the entire idea is that this is going to be, I think how I want this particular system to function is, I'll draw a square here real fast. So if this is the game, let's picture this is the game. What I want it to be really at the end of the day are these little boxes inside of each section. That every single box, the grand thing at the end of the day, at the actual Dark Nights and Terrible Monsters. What I want this is to be the grand box itself is Dark Nights and Terrible Monsters. However, it's oh, this is the vampire powers. This is how the handler. This is blood type. This is blood types and blood flow. Blood types and blood flow. How the handler functions. But it's sections like this I want to be able to be covered by the main system. Everything is always going to be in service to the main system. So, yeah, these would pretty much just be those little slot. You'd just be able to slot this in. The phase system is most likely going to be pretty universal across it, so I might actually do that first. No, I like doing character creation first because character creation is very important because it gives you an idea of how things are going to work. We're going to start with vampires, then we're going to move on to the handler. Actually, we make them in tandem. If we make them in tandem... No, okay, I know how we do it. I know how we're doing this. Righto, okay. So if we go down here, which is we are going to do... See, if I was incredibly out of the loop, I could just call it Knights Black Agents. However, that's already a game, and I don't want to get sued. So what we're going to be calling this instead is we're going to call it just character creation. Or more accurately, we can probably call it fuck, how do we want to do this? Actually, we're just going to call it character creation for right now. I'll give it a more creative name later, alright? Creativity's hard. So, let's see. So, at the end of the day, in Sanguine Nights and Terrible Curses, the characters are two distinct entities. Hemo-dependent agents and a handler. Hemo-dependent agents or HDP agents are those with the hemodependent circulation disorder, HDPCD. Which is commonly referred to as commonly referred to as vampirism. These individuals are deployed to handle their own people, to handle others with a similar condition. Often those who have crossed the threshold of madness, or have committed a heinous crime. To combat those who have broken a sacred taboo. Combat those who have broken a sacred taboo. These agents are forced to undergo their own rigorous set of training. Actually, no. How do we want to combat those who have broken a sacred taboo? These agents are driven to the point of starvation. Actually, not starvation. Starvation is a specific term in this. These agents are actually driven to the edge of their own power. Never quite breaking the threshold. Never quite breaking this threshold into madness. Madness while possessing the strength to combat the enemy. Handlers are deployed alongside the agents. To both ensure their loyalty to the cause. Ensure their loyalty to the cause, as well as keep them in check with various blood injections. As well as maintaining their sanity with their own unique black blood. I'll probably rewrite this section because I understand what I want to write, but writing it is a little bit complicated. It's better to have something to work with than absolutely nothing. Remember that, everybody. That is like rule numero uno when it comes to these things is... let's see. To combat those who break in... hemodependent circulation disorder. To the loyalty to someone with unique black blood. And in Sanguine Nights, characters two distinct injuries. And a handler, hemodependent agents are each character. Each type of agent has their own unique drawbacks. So their own unique benefits and drawbacks. Drawbacks for the actually no. Commonly referred to as vampirism. We then do heading 2, in which we type out blood types and hemology. That doesn't sound... Hematology. Hematology. I know hematology is not correct. It is? Oh, hematology. Hematological studies. Let's do HDPCD. HDPCD is a unique condition. Vampiric agents. Actually, blood types define tell a lot about a person. How they act, how they approach the world, and even how they choose to approach, and even how they apply themselves to stressful situations. There we go. This fun fact, your attributes are actually fucking blood types, because we're using a little bit of, effectively, astrology for this shit. Astrology for the Japanese. Well, let's see, apply themselves to stressful situations. Each agent will have a score associated with one of the five. We'll have a score associated with each of the five major blood types. A, B. Actually, fucking remember my blood types because I'm good. I'm not that good. A, B, O, and V. Yeah, actually, we're going to explain each of them in time. We'll do blood type A. Creative, cooperative, stubborn, but stubborn. Those with A-type blood. Actually, let's do A-type blood. A-type blood. Actually, blood types. Tell me more about blood types and all the bullshit ensuing with it. There we go. Personality. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit. This is effectively bullshit. I want you to remember. Everybody who's here, you have to remember. This is effectively the astrology tier. It's very, very common among the Japanese. That's what they like. Said to be shy to show their emotions, affectionate, be considerate and loyal. Okay. So creative, cooperative, but stubborn. These with A-type blood apply themselves to perfect their craft. Then to perfect their craft to the best of their abilities. Actually, those with an excess of A-type, tend to be relatively introverted. Relatively introverted, but kind to others. Relatively introverted, but dedicated to the task at hand, requiring precision and dexterity. High blood type A means you're pretty good at just doing things by yourself. You're a lot more focused, you're a lot more dedicated to throwing yourself at a particular thing. Which we do blood type B. Blood type B, animal lovers, optimistic people. Actually, so we do blood type B because this is, again, completely horseshit, by the way. It's fucking astrology. Empathetic, passionate, but selfishly erratic. Those with B-type blood, have a tendency to throw themselves at problems, and others with zeal, being overly friendly in some cases, being overly friendly in some cases. Those with an excess of B type are incredibly erratic and self-centered. Let's see, erratic and self-centered, but can sway others with their charming facade of caring. With their charming facade. Words. So, in short, A is your dex plus a little bit of smarts. B is mostly your charisma. AB, let's do what's AB all about. Tell me more about AV. They are introverted and very rational. Everybody wants to fuck O, by the way. Always remember that. Everybody wants to fuck O. Except other people who are O. O doesn't want to deal with O. So we do blood type AB. We can do blood type AB is rational, adaptable, but critical. Those with AB type blood. Actually, AB type blood is associated with raw intelligence and approaching situations with an analytical eye, even if they become blind to the outside. Those with an excess of AB type are often caught in their own loop, in their own intelligence and rationality, prompting indecision to those not used to it. Blood type O. So pretty much this is like raw intelligence. That's kind of the idea. Like, this is raw intelligence. Hello, phone. Which O is more of your strength. Kind of your strength idea. In which also people have tried. I'm gonna try my best here. Yep, there you go. Everybody wants to fuck O. Remember that, kids. If you're an O-type blood, you pretty much are a Superman. So, O-type blood are, if I put my notes here correctly, are confident, resilient, and unstable. O-type blood has the benefit of flowing strong and hard. Able to keep others, forcing others to keep up with them due to their aggressive personalities and raw demeanor. Those with an excess of O-type blood. O-type are strong of mind and body, willing to dedicate themselves 110% to any problem, even ones they have no part in. Blood type O are the kind of people who kick down the door being like, I'm here to help, being like, you aren't needed, being like, too bad, I'm here. Then we do blood type V. What blood type V is kind of unique because guess what? This is usually just for vampire stuff. And predatory. V-type blood. V-type blood is the most recently discovered type of blood flowing through vampires. It regulates itself as well as allow the vampire to use their powers. Those with an excess of V-type have the vampiric senses, strength, and knowledge, but lack that human empathetic touch, replaced by a callous predator. Well, so it's kind of like that. So these are kind of like your basic blood type. These are your attributes. Actually, we can put that down here. I'm probably going to rewrite this section a little bit just to make it a little bit clearer. But yeah, these are your attributes. These are what you're actually going to be working with here. I'm probably going to have to put a side note being like, hey, if you want to do something here, this is how you fucking do it. Blood type B. Blood type O. And finally, blood type V. Those with excessive V type, excessive O type. Okay, cool. Hematological studies, we understand that. All vampire agents are allowed to take any of the attributes presented, while a handler can only take A, B, or O. Ingestion of V-type blood is the leading cause of let me do this. Hemodependent HDPCD, leading cause of HDPCD with a 69. Actually, no, that's a terrible number. Don't do that. With an 83% fatality rate. Fatality rate in non-ideal conditions. Pretty much, nobody wants to become a vampire because 80% of the time you're gonna fucking die. And it's like that's why there aren't many. There's like a lot of vampires, but not like that many vampires in non-ideal conditions. And that's why celebrities are like, yeah, you have an 80% chance of just dying. Is V standing for velocity? Let's see. Can I suck the blood of somebody to get a temporary boost in that stat? Yes, that is how this game is gonna work. Pretty much how I envision setting up the character sheet a little bit is like we'll just write like B type. We'll just do like B type, and it'll be, instead of just having like a raw number, like here's the nut, like write the number in here, it would be something like here's this / here's this, like here's the current value, actually like here's your permanent value, here's your current value, which the idea being that you're always kind of fluctuating depending on what you're ingesting, because you are what you eat. And that's why the benefit of being a vampire is, and why having a handler is so important. The handler can actually inject you with blood. they're going to have a dedicated like case that's tied to them that they bring it out, they inject you with it, and you get a stat bonus. It's going to dissipate when the mission ends, but you're getting a stat bonus. And that's also one of the few ways to actually naturally increase your blood flow. And that's what makes the guys who are erratic or who broke the taboo scary, because these are people, this is a vampire eating people who are just jacking their attributes up really high. And that's what kind of gets scary with them, is like, hey, if we continue to let them eat people, their attributes are going to be really high. They're going to inadvertently spike all their attributes up. If it does come to the case, and I'm probably going to have to put a rule for this later on, which is if you do eat a person, you're going to get, you're pretty much going to roll a d6, and that's what you're end up going to get. It's going to be, I believe A is the most common type of blood. It's going to be A, B, AB, O, or V. Actually, it'll probably be, because we have 4, it'll probably be like A, B, B, A, B, O. Like, yeah, you get a lower chance of finding these types just because they're not as common. You can't get V-type unless you drink a vampire blood, in which that's all you're going to get. Which, most likely, I'm kind of going back and forth with how I want to handle the handler. On one hand, it's... Because on, option, with the handler, it's option A is no ET handler. No ET the handler, meth blood. Which is like, if you drink the meth blood, you're going to die, and like nobody wants to eat you, but that's why you're kind of friendly to them, and why they kind of trust you, and why you can reduce their frenzy. Or option B, which is ET handler, because they have friendly blood. They pretty much have a very unique blood type, which is like universal, and that means if you do eat a handler, they're going to be able to reduce your frenzy. That's what they're doing. They're not giving you any more blood. They're just reducing your frenzy. Hey, 87% of all statistics is made up on the spot, pretty much. Yeah, with an 83% fatality rate. Yeah, like I want to get across the idea. Like, one of the big things about the setting is that vampires have technically been around for about 40 years, and they're very boring. It's people who do things that they shouldn't, that's like, okay, we need to send in people to, to fix the problem. Most people can fix it. It's just like, it's easier to send in these people than to actually send our own people in. Especially if someone's, like, really jacked. Then we get to do... Here's what we're gonna do, because this is one of the very cursed types. The cursed idea is what I was actually not. It wouldn't be heading one. It would be skills. We'll do skills, because pretty much each of these needs like 5 different skills each. That's my goal, or at least like, because we have 5 things here, even like 3 skills apiece. That's what I was kind of thinking, but. Like, I don't want, like, here's the combat skill. If there is going to be a combat skill, it's going to be down here. It's like, this is you being, like, this is your predatory instinct. It's shit like that. So, like, let's see, like, A-type skill, like, would be some, like, let's actually consider some fun things. Let's consult some games, shall we? Let's do double cross skills. Tell me more about double cross. Double cross, I should also say double cross RPG. Because if you don't type in the RPG, it gets mad at you. I always forget because this is on fucking... Yeah, welcome to double cross. We went over this the other day. I forgot they have a terrible fucking skills in this game. I forgot that. What would be a good one? Let's see. Do I have any other SRS games? Let's go to Tenra. Hello, Tenra. Everybody, let's clap for Tenra real fast. Yes, hello, Tenra. It's been a while. We want to check things real fast. Tell me more about your skills. Which also, this case should be up relatively soon. I believe I have it set up for like... I have it set up relatively quickly. I think it's on Wednesday. I think I've had to have it set up. I meant to get it up this Saturday. I completely spaced on it though. Let's see. Okay, here's all our skills. So this is when it comes a little bit complicated. Actually, let's try out. Do I have Gumshoe around here? Gumshoe, do I have you around here? Modernish. Actually, esoteric. It'd be esoterist, one of the. Oh, sorry, game. Sorry, fucking thing. It's the esoterrorists. Because if I don't type that in, it gets pissy. Because I want to be like, here's the here's World of Darkness 5th edition. Like, oh god. Like, let's see. Can I just nick some skills from over here? Yeah, you can kind of get the idea of the lovely amount of skills we get to work with here. Let's see if we can't just nick some skills from here. We'll do athletics. We'll do craft. It's kind of useless. We don't really need that. Actually, what we can do. Physicality. This is just your raw ability to do things like that. Do we have any other fun skills to kind of work with? Awareness is always useful. Investigation is always useful. It's kind of like a universal skill, but that's kind of the point of this fucking game. Occult is useful. Technology can apply to literally most things. Etiquette can apply to many different ideas. Actually, I'm just gonna give the words the word skill. Like, yeah, you just have words. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want 12 skills. Wow. This. Do I have anything else to really work with? Wordsmith. Yeah, I mean to go over Rain. Like, I need to go over Rain, because I actually really like Rain. It's a weird game. But it has its own issue. Like, SCP, but goth. Not quite. I don't like SCP, by the way. As a reminder to everyone, I don't like SCP very much. Speaking about SCP, here's the SCP RPG, which is shit. This game is stupid. I fucking despise this game. And the guy who wrote it is, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Jason Keach. I like Jason for a bit. There was a time for about 2 months where I'm like, I like you, Keach, because he responded to my video and he actually answered some questions I had, like, why is this the way that it is? And it made sense. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Then he proceeds to make like a sequel video, like a sequel Kickstarter game that was like, what the fuck, like, you fool. At least the guy ain't a cunt. Oh, he is a cunt though. That's the thing. That's the problem with Keach, is that he is a cunt. Because he put out a Kickstarter which was effectively the second edition of this game. Before the first one was even done, and then expected people to buy it. That was like, oh, you're a scumbag, Keach. You're a scumbag. Yeah, no, I use Rain. I nicked Rain quite a bit back in the day. Yeah, Rain was used quite actively, in fact. Let's see, do I have any other games that can really apply to this? Well, I mean, I've been on a kick recently, so when in doubt... Again, when in doubt, you just use what you know. Let's see. What I like physicality, endurance. I'll put Shivers in because Shivers a fun skill. Let's see. Seventh Flaw. No Trust Inland Empire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Empathy wouldn't be a terrible idea. Wordsmith already covers rhetoric. I guess we can add in logic, and let's see. Yeah, never trust Savafwa. Make you the king of cool. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a game that I know I went over the game and I can't remember what it fucking was. Gumshoe skills. Hello, Gumshoe. Let's see. Archaeology, architecture, art history, astronomy, bullshit detector, bureaucracy, camping, charm, chemistry, craft, comparative religion, cop talk, data retrieval, document analysis. Fun fact, I've actually gone over that game. And if you look in, God, was it in Meme Games? Was it in Meme Games 1? No, I don't believe it was in Meme. It was TG Games. That was what it was. If you want to hear my full thoughts on Dungeons the Dragoning, it was TG Games, wasn't it? Yeah, right here. If you want to hear my full thoughts, I do like an hour-and-a-half section of this video, of this particular video right here on it. Here, if you want the most basic understanding of it, it is how do I want to word this? It is a perfectly functional game. It's a really good and actually very functional RPG. I think people look at it and get immediately like, oh, it's a meme game. It's a stupid, silly game. It doesn't really, you can't really take it seriously. Oh, look at all the jokes and all the jokes. But if you really look at it and really sit down and read it, it's like, yeah, this is a perfectly functional system. Actually, quite a good system. I think the problem is with D and with, give me one, D the D 40K 7th edition. I've gone over a few autistic rambles before. That one was kind of interesting because I wanted to make a point about some factors about it. I think the only issue with that particular game is that it throws a lot at you. It does it does a very particular thing which they could have split off like half the classes and it would, or like half the races and classes, and you would still have a very good game. You could have like one exalted type and it would work. But they do the exalted thing where every single class, quote unquote, has a different set of, you know, requirements, abilities, concepts, all thrown together. So it feels really intimidating when in reality it's not really intimidating. Like, if you really break it down, it's not a complicated game. I can't remember the system at the top of my head, but it's not complicated. I remember that. It makes it feel complicated though, and that's always a big thing. And that's why I try to make my games really friendly, because I try to make my games very friendly to people, and people have all interpreted that over the years to be like, oh, well, you try to make it casual, like casual friendly. Being like, yeah, I do actually try to make my games fairly casual friendly, because that's what people like. You can read a 700-page book, but it's like you're going to lose a shit ton of people just right off the bat, even though I'm like, yeah, this is a good thing, unfortunately. It doesn't help that it's also steeped in TG-isms, which some people really like that TG-isms, other people do not. So let's see, we need 2 more skills, I think. 2 more skills to really wrap it up. We can tie it to Motorix. We can give that the Motorix skill, with the idea being physicality is your raw. I am big tough armor. I am big tough man with muscles, and I'm going to lift and grab things. I'm going to toss things aside. Motorix is more of that fine handling of things. It's more of you kneeling over, using your Motorix to really tear something apart or really do something. That hand-eye coordination. Which inadvertently, actually, if we apply this right here, we put Wordsmith, hello phone, we put Wordsmith right there. We can do something along the lines of like, these are the, the talking skills. These are the learning skills. These are the awareness skills. Well, because awareness is already there, I can probably call that is not awareness, but more like we can do something like that. We only have skills that we can work with here. Because if I'm strong, I'm dexterous, we can probably do, what would be a good one? Speed, just raw speed. I'm strong, I'm fast, I'm... Yeah, no, effectively, yeah. Hey, that's fine. Again, this is... Comprehension, yeah, mind you, these aren't going... I'm not going to list these out. This is like, these are the learning skills. That's not the idea. Actually, comprehension, that's a good one. Strong, dexterous. Fast is the only thing that really is coming to mind. Like, just your, like, raw, I'm running quickly. Motorix being more, like, fine control. Actually, we can do, like... Actually, no, we can use reaction instead. So the idea behind it is, physically is how strong I am, Motorix how fine I am, reaction being just that split second, just immediately jerking to do something. It's that kind of that last second. I could probably come up with something a little bit more creative there, but that should work. Shivers is the unseen things that something is wrong. Comprehension is putting something together that's in front of you. Investigating is finding something. Occult is learning about supernatural. Technology is learning about information natural, you can call it info natural. While logic is natural deductions. If you enter a room, let's say for example, I use this as like my basic investigation idea. I enter a room, there's a man in a chair, he is dead, there's a bottle of wine on the ground, he's been shot twice. I can make a basic comprehension check and say, He's been shot twice by a 9mm. He's, and it was point blank. That's what we know. Let's make an investigation. Then we do an investigation check. We go a little bit closer. Hey, this wine isn't supposed to be here. This is a this is a specific bottle of wine from a specific area. Not many people actually have access to this. Okay. Learning a little bit. Then we look around a little bit more. I'm going to make a logic check. I'm making a logic check to kind of put 2 and 2 together. Wait a second. This is kind of weird. Like, let's just put let's put things together. So, okay. Logic with common sense. No, I can't do it that much. Can't do it that much. Yeah, reflex is a good idea. Okay, let's see. Skills. What kind of agent are you? If the agent's blood types determine. Actually, the agent's blood types determine their natural affinity for certain actions, and how they seek to accomplish those actions. Those actions. Skills are the basic learned knowledge that can be applied to feel. It's basically actually skills are learned knowledge, knowledge and tricks the agent has picked up to assist them in their investigations. Each agent skills are ranked from 0. We'll say like lightly trained, like we'll say actually familiar. So it's kind of the idea of being like, you understand how to do all these things, you're just not good at it. Let's do skills range from 0 to 5. Actually, if I want to be really, we can do 6. Or 6, which is mastered. A skill, and we can do this, which is any skill can be added. Any skill can be added to any blood type. It simply determines how the skill is applied. How the skill is applied with that blood type. And then what we can do here is we're going to make artificial columns. Which here's a cool trick for all the kids at home. If you ever want to make columns in Google Docs, remember, columns suck. Don't make columns. They will fight you. They will fight you every step of the goddamn way, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you can create just artificial columns by doing this. Which we can even make a little bit. Like, just make artificial columns. Is what you can do. It's like, oh wow, notepad, you just made the shitty table. Well, we can do we do. I said, where is my table options? Because they keep changing shit with tables. Bada bing. Which, mind you, I will probably sort these out to make them look less awful. But so physicality, the agent's skill with, actually the agent's ability to use physical strength or their body to accomplish goals. Motorix, the agents finding to manipulate their environment. The agent's coordination and automatic reactions to events. Oh no, there's somebody coming around the corner. What do you do? Reflex check. Just no. Shivers. Uncanny sense. Let's see. The agent's uncanny sense of the occult, or hidden information from others. Pretty much, Shivers is kind of the, like, something is weird about this guy. You have a feeling about it. You can't pinpoint it. Anytime a Shivers check comes up, or anytime you're saying, like, hey, is there something weird about this? Can I make a Shivers check? I mean, like, yes. They make a Shivers check, which is the idea of being like, you aren't really getting anything out of this guy. Like, you think he's telling the God's honest truth. You just think he's doing it really poorly. Comprehension, the agent's understanding of their surroundings and evidence presented to them. The agent's skill at uncovering information from others and their environment. Which brings me to the occult, which is the agent's knowledge, and actually we can do spidey senses tingling. Yeah, that's pretty much your fucking spidey senses, effectively. Shivers is your spidey senses. I guess it would be more, yeah, it would be more like bat senses. The agent's knowledge of post-natural events or happenstance. Which brings us to technology. The agent's knowledge of information age, technology, information age, tech, and appliances. Effectively, technology is your ability. Technology is not your ability to use a computer. Technology is your ability to access somebody's encrypted files. It's your ability to find information through something, or like we can quickly deduce, like, hey, the security system went off. You know how to use a fucking computer. You know how to use your fucking phone. That isn't really problematic. That's not really the issue. The issue with technology is, hey, you have an understanding of how to, maybe fix something, kind of applying it that way, or maybe you understand how to make something work. Logic. The agents. Common sense and deduction abilities of events and situations. Logic would be your set, like the idea behind logic would be you're rolling logic to determine, hey, something is weird here, and it's like, okay, this is you understanding things, and like, okay, this is like how we're kind of getting it. Here's like, hey, wait a second. This wine bottle doesn't belong here. This is a weird vintage that shouldn't belong here. Comprehension is you understanding that it's a wine bottle. This is a weird wine bottle, and you do a lot of checks from like A to B, be like, okay, you understand something is weird here, and you can approach this in different situations. That's like one of the big idea. Like, for example, like B-type physicality is because you're empathetic, passionate. Like, that's pretty much you like using like pure sex appeal to like manipulate people, because any of these can be used in a variety of different ways. if you want to do like O-type, like O-type shivers would effectively be like, you have a complete piece of information that whatever this guy is doing is completely fucking weird, and you don't like it. Or like, hey, you're doing like an A-type, A-type investigation, which is like, kind of thinking about it, you kind of sit down, you're being more precise about things, rather than, someone who is O-type investigation. Which hopefully that dissuades people from being like, oh, well, I want to just do whatever my highest skill is, because like, yeah, O-types are really unreliable, getting like really detailed information. They might get a lot of information, but it's going to be a lot of surface level stuff they can just get really quickly. But someone who is A-type is going to be able to get things a lot more precisely, a lot more dedicated. B-type have the issue of like, they want to really take their time to do things, but they're going to find really deep information about one really specific thing. A, B are going to look at things from kind of like an eagle-eye view. That's kind of the idea. Composure. Actually, maintain their facade. Let's see. Agent Bill maintain the facade of normalcy as well as deceive. Empathy. Empathetic nature toward others. Wordsmith. The agent's manipulative ability to craft words to actually to produce accurate wording for precise application. Wordsmith is your ability to fuck with people, and everyone's going to approach a wordsmith slightly differently. Technologies use magic, use magic device. I cast cell phone. Bought on the investigation RPGs. Like, I kind of go over the investigation RPGs. You probably heard that actually, which is a fun fact. That video is going to be, I'm doing a little opinion on Lacuna actually it's going to be this Friday it'll come out. So bear that in mind. Like, one of the big things behind investigation RPGs are actually pretty good. Because it's kind of like, oh, there's that immediate one. It's really easy to be very boring with investigation RPGs, though. And Gumshoe talks about this a lot. I have some issues with Gumshoe, though. My biggest issue with Gumshoe does really boil down to, like, it's really light. And I don't like I showed my friend it. And my friend, I could physically hear him having a stroke as he was reading sections of it, because he hates resource management. He hates having to like manage little numbers and stuff like that. He doesn't like that. That's all Gumshoe is really at the end of the day. It's managing little numbers. He did not like that one bit. So it's been my effort. Like, I've done, let's see, like how many investigative RPGs do I actually kind of have in my own way? Let's see. Dark Corners and Old Tomes gonna be kind of considered an investigative RPG, but that's kind of a reverse investigation. Let's see. Because I know I have one other one. Where is it? I'm having a fuck. I know where it is. It's Demon Slayer Corporation has some investigative elements. Okasan's pretty much just an investigation RPG. Omega Men's another big one, but Omega Men uses a very dedicated system because that one's a bitch. Like, just telling you there straight, Slick. That one's just a bitch. I guess Urchin Queen's got some. Like, I need to fix Urchin Queen though. It's been a while. What I need to do with Urchin Queen is I need to do, like, overhaul this entire fucking game at this point, if you really want me to be honest. Because, Jesus, it's been a few, this is a few years old at this point. Oh, God, it looks the part, too. Oh, God. Yeah, this one was a fucky wucky one. I remember that one. Yeah, what I need to do is I need to go in here and just fix everything, because I actually did some weird things in here. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, its space distance was in this game. Ugh. Yeah, all the ranged weapons can't be used. Yeah. Yeah, all the ranged weapons can't be used by any of the kids, because this is what this fucking game is all about, is literally kids. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. What a day. What a day. This one was a weird one. I need to fix this game. Ugh. Yeah. Funny you mentioned that. Funny you mentioned that. Because this weekend, actually, we're doing meme games. Yep, big old meme games. And you're gonna be amazed what's in the meme game folder. Let me open it up real fast. Are you gonna, like, reveal my secrets here? No, you're not. I need to extract this here. Don't mind me, I'm not doing anything bad or wrong. I'm a good boy. I've done nothing wrong. I'm a good person. I'm a noble soul. Yeah, to give you an idea of some of the games we're going to be going over this weekend, here's Chichian. Otherwise known as, like, once Schizo's super RPG that he's been working on forever. It genuinely doesn't want to open because it fucking hates this game because it's very thick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, Invisible Sun's a big boy. Invisible Sun's a big boy. Big. But yeah, no, the games we're going over this weekend are actually, if I open up my folder here, Chichian, Dragon Raid, Invisible Sun, Rod, Reel, and Fist, and a game called Czar Frontiers. Don't forget the spell cards. Ugh. Yeah, no, Chichian's a interesting adventure. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go over this, probably not tonight, probably do Dragon Raid tonight. Yeah, this one's a, oh Jesus, see, luckily I have connections with what, as I like to refer to them as, the boys, and the boys do allow me to get some things that normally I shouldn't be able to. Let's see. Invisible Sun, to give you an idea, Invisible Sun is like killing my computer right now, trying to extract everything. I've made a fundamental mistake. But yeah, I have Invisible Sun. I'm not excited for Invisible Sun, by the way, because Invisible Sun's going to be a fucking nightmare. Yeah, tips hat to the boys. Yeah, no, the boys do deliver every now and again. But yeah, okay, I think we made pretty good progress today. All things considering, I think we made pretty good progress. What I need to do is, what I'm going to do is here. I need to sit down and just hammer out some little details. Oh, here's Czar Frontiers. This is another delightfully meme game. Oh god, there's so many books. Yeah, here's Invisible Sun. Yep, we're gonna go through Invisible Sun. It's a fucking square book. Why are there so many books? What the fuck? Okay, this is the game. Oh, I'm gonna have to fucking read all of these. No, no. The Way. Oh, sweet Jesus. The Path. I'm gonna have to like learn all about this. I'm gonna have to sit down one day and just do every single one of these. Okay, thank God there's a rules primer. It's only 22 pages, he says. Oh. Welcome to the digital black cube. Yeah, I forgot it was a fucking cube. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to call it here for today. So thank you all. Godspeed, good luck. I will be streaming. It's going to... No, what is just the players? Yeah, I'm ready. Next Wednesday, we're going to be continuing this, which hopefully we're able to make good time. Like my telephone. My goal is to get done with the entirety of the character creation and start a little bit on the phase system. Friday is I'm going to do what we like to refer to as the grind set and see how far we can get through the phase system, and then we're gonna play it by ear for next week. This week though, we're doing 2 games. This Friday, Lacuna is going to come out, and this Wednesday we're going to have Lightning War come out. Lightning War is a weird game, by the way. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to be working on that video tomorrow. It's not going to be a long video, but it's going to be like, what the fuck are we looking at here? Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, the video will be here, and it will be uploaded sooner rather than later. All the Cruelty Squad and Trenchfoot videos have been uploaded and are ready to go. It's just going to take some time. I'm going to probably do the Monster Girl Remastered Edition tonight, because there's a lot of those. There's like 6 fucking episodes of it, and I just need to hammer it out. So thank you all. Godspeed, good luck. You know how it goes.